Big government spending has the public asking, where's our bailout? President Obama now has the answer.
And how low did it go? The Dow drops the day the stimulus passes. The relief money is flowing nationwide, but how much does the bluegrass get? State officials weigh in on the issue. Did I do something wrong?
I don't think so.
He told me to pause between the second and third headline.
What are they saying?
Ready.
Okay.
Government spending has the public asking, where's our bailout? President Obama now has the answer.
How low did it go? The Dow drops the day the stimulus passes. The relief money is flowing nationwide, but how much does the bluegrass get? State officials weigh in on the issue.
Hello, I'm Ashley Trosper.
And I'm Krista Hayes. Welcome to News 16. Our top story today is the nation's economy.
President Barack Obama revealed his plan yesterday to bail out American families.
The new $275 billion package would keep as many as 9 million families from losing their homes. Let's take a look at some key numbers. The plan provides $200 billion to support government-controlled mortgage companies, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. $75 billion will be used to keep people in their homes. There are 52 billion homeowners with mortgages. Of those, over a quarter owe more than their house is worth. The Homeowner Stability Initiative will give incentives to mortgage lenders to hold up to 4 billion borrowers on the verge of foreclosure.
Relief is needed badly. The construction of new homes and apartments has dropped to record lows. The Commerce Department reported that it is down by almost 17%. Applications for building permits have also plunged by 5%. The figures are below expectations. The Dow Jones Industrial Average opened today after a 3.8% loss, thought to be linked to the president's announcement. The plummet brings the Dow dangerously close to the lowest point since last year's credit crisis. Major companies like General Motors, American Express, and Bank of America took losses. Walmart was the only stock in positive territory.
Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke made the pledge yesterday to do everything he can to lift the economy out of the worst slump since the 1930s, slashing interest rates to record lows and expanding existing programs in hopes to getting credit to flow more freely. The new program will provide further economic and financial relief to business owners and consumers. Some do worry Bernanke's efforts could put taxpayers' dollars at risk, but he does say that the Fed's programs can quickly be reversed to avoid risk of future inflation. President Obama signed the economic stimulus bill into law this week, flooding the nation with funding in several key areas. The final count is $787 billion in both tax rebates and federal spending.
The money from the stimulus bill will benefit everything from housing to energy efficiency. $57.7 billion will be spent on transportation, housing, and urban development, $66.15 billion on labor, health, and education, and $98.2 billion on energy and the environment.
The nearly $100 billion for energy spending is a top priority for President Obama. He says the spending will help the U.S. and other countries tackle two problems at once.
No country in isolation is going to be able to solve this problem. So Canada, the United States, China, India, the European Union, all of us are going to have to work together in an effective way to figure out how do we balance the imperatives of economic growth with very real concerns about the effect we're having on our planet. And ultimately, I think this can be solved by technology. No country in isolation.
And technology is one of the cornerstones of the stimulus bill, with incentives for green-collar jobs. Now that President Obama has signed the stimulus package, the question of if and when will we see a change still lingers.
Reporter Megan Quigley has more.
Lexington, like other cities nationwide, has projects to complete and people to employ. President Obama thinks the country will gain a firm foundation with the $787 billion stimulus. Lexington Mayor Jim Newberry appeared on CNN last week explaining to the nation how Lexington plans to tackle the challenges that lie ahead. He told CNN about Lexington's wish list, including shovel-ready projects, those that can start within 90 days and be completed by 2010. The projects with the highest job potentials will be acknowledged first. Fayette Urban County Director of Economic Development, Anthony Wright, says the stimulus will allow Lexington to focus on things that are being ignored.
The good thing about this stimulus package is it prepares us for infrastructure improvements that we need to make and should have made a long time ago, and positions us to be in a position that once we come out of this economic downturn cycle, we'll be in a position to move forward as a community.
As far as job creation in Lexington, Wright says that green-collar jobs are the way to go.
So the green-collar jobs provide a workforce development opportunity for people who weren't working to get now into employment and construction.
Given that
Representing Lexington in the White House, Jim Newberry tomorrow. He will be one of 50 mayors from the U.S. Conference of Mayors to participate in a meeting with cabinet secretaries and top-level officials. They will discuss applying federal funding in their cities. Though the bill has already been passed, there's still a hot debate surrounding the measure. U.S. Representative Ron Paul and former President Bill Clinton both weighed in on the issues. Surprise, there was some disagreement.
It's a process that will delay the recovery. I find it amazing. It's a process that will delay the recovery. We won't have the correction, and we will drive ourselves into depression the way we're going. So that is our real problem. I find it amazing that the Republicans, who doubled the debt of the country in 8 years and produced no new jobs doing it, gave us an economic record that was totally bereft of any productive result, are now criticizing him for spending money.
One local impact from the stimulus: Fayette County Public Schools will receive more than $15 million. The district will likely receive $7.1 million in Title I education funds and $8.4 million in funds for disabled students. Other counties in Kentucky, including Clark, Harrison, and Jefferson County, will also receive funding from the bill.
General Motors and Chrysler still have their hands out, asking the government for more money. The two automakers asked for an additional $21.6 billion in loans this week. The companies offered plans for thousands of more job cuts, the slashing of models and union concessions. And the unions did reach a deal. The United Auto Workers struck a deal with General Motors, Chrysler, and the Ford Motor Company. It cuts lump sum cash bonuses and gets rid of some pay raises to help reduce the company's labor cost.
Everyone likes to be seen on Facebook.
But who gets to use your pictures once you upload? And for how long? We'll tell you what has some users crying foul.
Include getting rid of open response questions and portfolios on end-of-the-year assessment testing.
Thank you, Amber.
Thanks for that report. Left-hand turns could be a big deal in Kentucky soon, and we're not talking about a Sunday drive.
And a Super Bowl champion is taking snaps here in Lexington. Sean Evans has this and more in the News 16 Sports Report next.